to Me About, the podcast where we talk about your favorite Guilty Gear characters and we get their fans on to tell us why they love those characters. I'm your host, Dee. Hello. I'm here with my co-host, Jay. Say hi, Jay.
Hello.
And we have a variety of different guests today that all love Axl Low, thankfully enough. Let's start it off with Relli Renhart, or Old Reliable on YouTube. Hi, Relli.
Hello, hi, it's me. I exist, probably.
Hell yeah, you exist.
Nice.
Next up, we have Cal. Hi, Cal.
Hi, I'm Calhoun. I just play semi-competitively. I don't have a YouTube channel or anything, so don't look for that.
That's all right. I'm gonna get on some matches now, and then we can finally start talking. What is it that you guys like about Axl Low, the man himself, main character of the universe, silly goober himself?
I like that he is very friend-shaped. I think that's a solid start there. In terms of like the rest of the Guilty Gear cast, right? You got big old boys, right? You got like Soul. You got even like in some editions of Kai, even he was like a little built out. And then you just have the epitome of just a random guy from Birmingham who's just. You know,
he's still a bit like buff, but like not that much buff compared to everyone else.
Like, he's like Genshin. He's Genshin buff, I think is the best.
I really gotta talk about this. I hate to interrupt super fast. In his intro, Axl has his like Kusarigama, his sickles in his ass.
Yeah, he just pulls it out of nowhere. He reaches behind him and pulls it out, and you're like, where the fuck did that come from?
What's been there?
I can't get over it. But yeah, he's got a very unique body shape in the fact that he is built like a normal guy, which I think is really unique for a fighting game, especially in a game where everyone is either a roided out dude or a very curvy woman, so...
I think it's especially... Even Chip has a bigger build than he does. Like, he's slighter than the lowest HP character in the games.
No, if you look at their Strive renders, right, with like Chip, where he has like his pecs, or not pecs, what's the back muscle called just beneath the shoulders?
Deltoid?
His traps?
Not his traps. It's traps
Delts?
are above. We're talking about below. Yeah, his delts. His delts are fucking huge, wide ass wingspan. Could fly off those bad boys. And you look at Axl, and like he's just like wearing baggy clothes, and like is just a guy. It's awesome.
The fly like an eagle part was very literal in Chip's theme.
I think so.
I think I really like, too, the fact that, always dressed in casual clothes, like, everyone else is wearing, like, really fancy shit, or, like, you got Soul wearing the fucking vest and looking like a, like, hard-ass rocker, and then you just have Axl wearing, like, a nice varsity jacket, some jeans, some nice shorts, a vest. He had that one time where he wore jorts, which was a work for
2 times. He had it
Twice
in
where he
Missing
wore
Link.
jorts.
He had it in Missing Link. Then he got pants during Plus R. Then he got the jorts back in Exerd. Now he's back to jeans.
Well, it's
and in every edition where he has jeans, he's considered relatively low tier. It's crazy.
Yeah, you need
It's
to
like
see his
cards.
legs.
Oh my god, speaking of low tier, can we talk about the fact that in Missing Link, Axl does not work as a character. He cannot do Rensen because they forgot to put a semicolon in.
That's
Oh wait,
awesome.
is that true?
That's
Oh
awesome.
fuck, I'm looking that up on the Dustler right now. That's, that's hilarious if it is.
In Missing Link,
He does not have a semicolon in for Rensen, so he cannot do Rensen, and he cannot charge his moves at all, so he cannot, like, do infinites like every other character can, and that's why he's low tier. But he's still better than Potemkin, who simply cannot do anything.
It could be worse. You could be Potemkin as the only pro on Axel's Dustler.
That's funny as fuck, actually.
It's interesting, not many people main Axl for whatever reason, probably because he's a zoner, but I love him.
Yeah, that's fair. Guilty Gear is definitely one of those games that has a very strong emphasis on sort of mid-range gameplay. When you see like characters like Soul, when you see characters like Kai, who are like the mainstays, their big thing is that while they do want to be close, they don't want to be that close with how powerful throws can be in other editions of the game. So Axl is kind of one of the more unique ones where instead of staying at this mid-range sort of zone, he is like, I can be back here, and I'm completely okay with that. Which does put him a little at odds in the fact that at his best ranges, a lot of the other characters are at their even better ranges, so to say.
Yeah.
So I know, Relli, that you do not main Axel, but for the other guys, why did you pick up Axel? Like, what made you think, oh, this zoner, this is it for me?
I like causing pain. I'm sadistic.
I think that's the quest
is.
of any zoner.
It is. I like stopping people from moving at all. Like, if you leave the ground, I'm anti-airing you as soon as possible. It's uber. Like, I like being able to sit down at a setup, and as soon as I pick my character, I can feel my opponent soul leave their
You
body.
hear the immediate, oh.
Oh, it's so great. I actually have to stop myself from smiling ear to ear. It's awful.
Villain.
It's amazing despite the fact that, like, relatively doesn't have that many great matchups. People still hate the matchup.
It's
right?
it's
It's
great.
like 5-5 technically in terms of sets, but like in terms of player mentality, it's always 7-3 Axels.
Yes.
But Relli, Axel has a winning matchup into Nago, therefore Axel's the devil.
Yo.
True,
Yeah.
True.
One of the only characters with a winning Nago matchup, so therefore I guess fuck Axel.
True.
Oh my fucking god, you go flying with Axel Bomber.
God,
Yeah,
I
I
love
think-
Axel Bomber. I love the fact that he's stupid enough that he's like, yeah, what do I name my special move? The move that I identify as. Yeah, fuck it, Axel Bomber. Which is only
mean,
slightly better than Soul.
I really need to talk about this. I found out on the wiki that Axel Bomber is just a huge reference to fucking Hulk Hogan and his move. What's like what is it, the Hulk Bomber or something? So I think the fact that, like, Axel has a reference to WWE at all is just really interesting. Like, he's a modern guy. He's silly.
I feel like that's so Daisuke to have done that. Like, oh yeah, this British guy from the 90s definitely watched, like, American television and was like,
Yeah,
oh, this
definitely watched
Ultimaniac bloke
WWE.
seems like a fine chap.
Oh, I cut the
I
Undertaker
remember
match
that
the other day. It's just fucking like, what are we doing?
Oh, that Undertaker's a real bloke. Oh, sorry, I'm doing, like, Australian here.
Oh, it's
Oh,
fine.
crikey.
Octopimp does that basically. It's so funny that they're like, we could get a British person to do this, right? Or we can get Octopimp to do it, and like he can do his worst British accent ever.
I don't
fucking
know how
love
aware
his
you
voice acting.
are of early 2011 to 2013 internet, but Octopimp was a prolific person in the Homestuck community. Like, he did comic dubs, and that's how he got his start as a voice actor.
Oh,
And the
goodness.
voice he uses for Axel is the same that he uses for his most iconic character of that time period, Eridan Ampera. And he's on record as saying the voice director, I could have done a better British accent, but the voice director told me to do a shittier British accent. So
It's so
so big.
fucking on brand. It's great.
So fucking
Oh,
base.
it's awesome.
it's like they're trying to make like Axel as like goofy and like as obnoxious as possible, and I love it to bits and pieces.
Well, I think another one of my favorite things, especially regarding accent, is fucking. There are other British people in like Gear, right? Bridget is British, like she, right? And she just like talks like with like this sort of like American accent, like neutral like tone. And he's the only one who has
I
an
know,
actual
yeah.
like British accent. I like to think that he overdoes it, right? He's like overplaying his British accent because he's like, it's a lost language. No one else understands it anymore.
That's so true, actually. They're like, wow, what an
God,
exotic
wait.
and refined person. Because, yeah, Bridget, who's been living in this world, like, she's just a normal-sounding human being. She just talks. But Axel's like,
Yeah, I'm glad that we-
character.
I'm glad that we insinuated that British people are in fact not normal human
British people are
beings.
abnormal.
They went extinct during
His
the
one
Holy
character
War.
flaw.
Yeah. It's true. It's true. I think the thing that initially drew me to Axel when I was hovering over the character select however many years ago on Rev was the fact that he looked like Billy Kane, but he was nice.
True?
Oh, Billy Kane feels so weird. I tried playing him.
I've never played KOF enough to get that kind of. I don't understand how all the characters play in KOF, but
My
I do like
only,
Billy.
my only like knowledge that I have of Billy Kane is my friend Rickon who played Billy Kane, and apparently like his like far C was -5 on hit and could be punished or something like that.
very
Yeah.
classic.
I thought there was like the
classic.
early version of 15. Yeah, I was
Yes.
like, damn, unlucky.
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
kind of like release sin.
Yeah, no, he's
where,
got like he
be-
plays mid range, and it, like in KOF playing mid range, you have to have a really good mid range, or else you're like dog
Right.
shit. Like or a dog shit character. So,
Does KOF have zoners?
yeah, but
King's a zoner, isn't she?
yes. You gotta, but their zoners have like or like sort of like the Zerd effect of her character design, where like their zoners are also really good at mid range and like really competent up close. It's just your mid range characters that have.
You have the KOF square, right? It's like the super hop, like short hop range, right? Where like every character can kind of hit.
Yeah. KO, I haven't played in a bit, so I don't know about the new characters that came out or if any of the balance changes, but like I played Heimdurm, and then like he just has some like wild offense, even though he's like basically a zoner. Like, oh, I think we should go back to talking about Axel.
Oh yeah,
I can sit here listening to
Hey,
KOF
guys.
any day.
We're talking about Billy Kane now. This is a Billy Kane episode.
But yeah, it's interesting that Axel is meant to be Strive's, Guilty Gear's Billy Kane. Like, I think directly inspired by him. Enough so that in his Missing Link stage, there are KOF characters in the background as like a little Easter egg. Holy shit! Oh, that was a cool little Wild Assault combo. I haven't even used Wild Assault in Season 3 yet.
We're Strive Axel Gaming? Hold up, now I can join. Hold up, wait a minute.
Okay, I also get the room code.
The room code in Discord.
Oh, where's
D for
where's that?
for a little Billy Kane conversation. Can you just edit this in really quick?
No.
I can't see it right now, but I'm gonna assume it's gonna be the wanna play KOF thing.
Yes, the Kyo wanna play KO.
Basically. I fucking love Kyo. He's so cool. No, in terms of like Axel though, if we're talking like Axel, I think what's one of my favorite things is he's given, like according to Soul, the strongest ability in all of Gear, right? He can like freeze time, travel through time. And I think it's really funny that he takes that like, oh, I have this infinite power. And he could go full Dio with it, right? He could go full like, I will rule this earth. But he like tries his best to be the most normal person, period.
Yeah. Oh, I also like how he just has
I just wanna try
pyrokinesis as
playing
well.
other people.
Oh yeah, that's just never explained. He's like, yeah, you can also light a sickles on fire, but don't worry about that one.
Yeah. No, he's British. That comes with being British, because doesn't Bridget also have a move where she can do that?
Oh yeah, with the Return of the Nightmare Machine or something.
Oh,
like that.
Return of the Killing Machine.
What's
So
the
British people can just do that.
Also, British people just have speech boxes in some of their moves.
Oh yeah, that is another thing. That is
Sure, they
canon,
both
actually.
do that. Oh my god.
I think it's really cute that Axel has the yes thing. Like, oh, he's cheering that he did his move correctly.
Yeah.
Well, he couldn't in the first game, so now he's got it, you know?
But yeah, I think that's in a very roundabout way. I think I just want to say, I think I love Axel in Guilty Gear because he always looks like he's having a really good time. He's constantly smiling, he's always joking and having a good time. His moves are always him being super free and just running around and being silly. And it's a character that when you talk about him and when you play about him, you just smile. Unless you're playing against him, in which case you're frowning, but...
Yeah. It's oft remarked both within universe and outside, just like the caliber of good person that Axel is. But I think Relli brought up a great point in that, like, he has, like, what are the makings of like an incredible villain with everything that he can do. But again, he just chooses to be like the nicest guy in the world because he's just trying to live the life that he thinks Megumi would want him to have. And more than that.
I can't spectate. Like, I hit spectate match, and then I'm just standing off to the side. How do I...
I think another kind of good point that you hit on with that is the main conflict that he has in Strive is, like, I don't want to go back to be with Megumi, because if I do, I kill everyone on this universe, right? Sure, they all technically get reborn in the other one, but they're still, like, people. They still exist, and I still have to, like, you know, talk with them, which I think is a really interesting sort of idea of, like, he cares enough about people that even technically... while those people could still exist, the people who are alive right now still have so much value to him, and he takes so much like joy in every single life. It's pretty interesting. He's just a good-hearted lad.
Very deeply invested in individuals, which is really shocking also considering his background as someone who comes from an aristocratic family in Britain, right? To like see him go out to be a guy on the street, not because like he wants to rebel, but because like, oh, these people fighting are making me sad, and he cries, and that gets other people to root for him. Like, that's so compelling and really fun and cool. The fact that like he's that invested that it's like, hey, let me just cast aside my rich, cushy lifestyle and go be like a rocker out on the streets because like I don't want these people to hurt each other. Each one of these individuals is really precious to me. Everybody's life matters, and I feel like that's such a great character to put in context to juxtapose against other characters who are so central to Guilty Gear's themes, like more recently Bedman or Eno and Soul, like it's just chef's kiss.
Cal, can I say super quick? That first round I got my shit rocked completely, but in that second round I thought I was you, and I was like, oh wow, I'm doing really well all of a sudden.
The little brother with controller unplugged.
Wow, I'm crazy.
Dude, I'm playing. I'm doing so well at Sonic. I'm like jumping over shit. Wow, this is crazy. I love that Axel just constantly is saying like, woohoo, yeah, yippee.
I've been
So
Just happy to be here.
I've been called out like on a Discord server for saying that like mid-match and like.
Just imagine somebody money matching you.
Woohoo!
Yippee! With the wahoo!
Here's the wahoo yippee.
And any of you guys on the Guilty Gear Whispers Discord server?
I'm not on the Discord server, but I know of Guilty Gear Whispers.
Yeah, no, like the image where it's just Axel and it just has Yippee and like huge text. I've been added in that twice.
Can I talk also super quick? I know maybe that's a bit early to mention it, but Axel players also tend to be the nicest people you've ever met in your life.
Okay, listen.
You're
I
not gonna
agree
say Remy
to
Celeste
an
is a bad
extent.
person.
I have a really good buddy. He
Are you talking
is
about Ruz?
really. I am talking about Ruz Willis. That man has thrown my sultry resets every single time. I've reset with sultry and he's like, oh, I'll just air throw that. And I'm like, huh? He's the only person I've ever seen do that. No one else does it.
But like, is
each and every
is
one of
he
them.
nice as a person?
Yes, he's great,
he's
and I
chill.
love him.
Yeah,
He's very funny.
Yeah. Is the wahoo infectious?
Yes.
Contracted a terminal case of yippee.
Fuck. Okay, hey, when I do Rensen and then I do the up input, what can I combo it into?
You can't. Or you
Nothing.
can do throw if you
It's
catch it in the
a
air.
reset.
Oh, I see.
You could do throw or like a fast move in order to stop you from pressing anything afterwards. If you want to go into strategy, I can go into strategy like very deeply, but like I
Yes,
will be here
I would
all
love to hear
day.
it.
Like all day.
Obviously, Axel is a, what is it called? Because he's his owner and every one of his options covers a different part of the screen, you have to constantly switch up your options and how they go. And, I don't know, I did watch, what was it, Stealthy's Madman's Axel guide. So I know 5D is clearly a critical part of Axel.
5D is in fact incredibly critical.
It is. Best anti-air.
It hits from like mid screen. It's crazy. You get it at round start.
Bet you thought I was gonna go for 5D there at round start.
No, not really.
Oh, the
And that would have been it anyway.
Fuck, I thought you could
I just
do
whiffed
Winter Cherry
Axel
into
Bomber.
that.
It's over.
But
God, Axel is such a delight to play.
in addition to like being a man out of time in Guilty Gear, like just setting wise, I really appreciate the different sort of approach that Daisuke has to writing his dialogue and just his character in general. And, like the heavy contrast with literally anyone he ever talks to, how like serious and grim dark things usually are when he's there, but he's always just trying to get a smile out of somebody, and he treats everyone with a relative level of respect and calmness that I feel like they don't get from many other characters, because he just has like very earnest conversations with Eno and Bedman, you know, like people who at that point in the story are like incredibly vilified or doing things that would make it so that other people wouldn't even take a moment to try to interact with them as human beings. But like Axel does not even hesitate to be like, hey, I know I'm sitting down with you here and you could easily just instantly kill me, but I just had a quick question for you as a person from another person. And it's like that's really beautiful that he is so ready and willing to see the humanity in others. And I think it again is a great sort of reference point for the humanity of himself, and I think also exposes the fact that like a lot of the situations that the characters are placed in, quite obviously, but like I guess not to them, it's a matter of perspective and state of mind and just wanting to like be happy, you know, like willing it to be like, you know what, things are shitty, but I am really content to be where I'm at. I'm trying to remember who it was. I don't know if it was D who made the thread recently, or if it was another thread that I had seen on Twitter about Axel being unlucky. If you want to talk about that.
Oh, no, yes, super quick. It was Arashi no Saxophone a sick KOF reference on Tumblr that had a really interesting post that was like, Axl constantly says, I am lucky. I am so lucky. Lady Luck blesses me. Tomorrow's always gonna come. It's gonna be a bright, shiny day. But Axl is explicitly unlucky. He was just living his life in Great Britain, and he's just solved all of his thug problems, and then he suddenly got swamped into World War X with the Crusades and everything. He lost his girlfriend, and it was the worst moment of his entire life. Then he finally finds a way out. He helps with defeating Justice in the tournament, and it's like, nope, he gets transported away too. And anytime he wants to talk to someone or do something, he constantly gets time slipped away. He finally finds his girlfriend again after so long, Megumi Eno, and she goes away too. He learns he has a way back home, and he can't take that because it'll kill everyone he loves. He is constantly someone that is, plagued by bad luck and misfortune, but he still always looks towards the next day with a smile. He constantly says everything's gonna be okay. Things might suck, but as long as I can talk to someone and I can do new things, I will always find something to be happy about. And I think that's so rewarding on a mental health perspective. Hey, things suck, but as long as you have the right mindset towards it, things don't have to suck.
It's a very easy thing to say, but I think it makes it so tangible and powerful when you see it with a character like Axl, because I feel like uniquely among the cast of Guilty Gear, like every other character, they invite tragedy into their lives through some horrible, mistake that they have done in their past. I think Sol and Oscar are the very classic example of defying Arya's wish. And so, for their folly, they're punished with the entire plot of Guilty Gear, right? But Axl, as we've just described, did literally nothing to deserve this, but he's torn away from everything he's ever known and the person who matters to him most in the world, and is just now in magic horror world, and is just oh, I'll roll with it. Well, what's the worst that could happen? And like Relli was mentioning before, when he's confronted with the possibility of oh, if you were to go back, all these individuals as you know them don't have the opportunity to exist as they are anymore. You get to see the one person you've been dying to see again, but that's the cost that's weighed against it. He's I am unwilling to reconcile that. They have every right to exist. We're all just people. I, again, recognize them as individual human beings, that they probably have hopes and goals just as much as I do. I'm not the main character of this story. Everybody is. This is our world together.
Which is crazy because in the meta sense, he is the main character of the story. The universe has decided that Axl Low is the #1 most important, all-powerful guy in the entire world. But he just decided that he isn't.
Yeah, in any other story, right? Axl's whole setup is oh, this is perfect for a main character, right? Someone who's moving through time and is constantly addled with the world's problems and needs to fix it. But he instead is just I don't want that for me. I don't want to be sole responsible for these people. I just want to be happy with where who I know and who I'm with, right? And so he's kind of plagued with main character syndrome in the sense of he just kind of has to accept that.
Yeah.
Hold on, real quick, I gotta talk about the meme because I keep accidentally doing it, where it's this Axl is my extremely effective zoning style is way too effective. I'm a IED in.
Exactly, that's the gameplay in everywhere.
I just said it and I did it.
It's just such a natural compulsion. You want to go hang out. You want to have fun. You want to go Yahoo.
It's damn, I'm doing too good. Let me change that up.
Let me give him a chance. It's part of the mental game.
I do think part of the
sorry.
Oh, I was just gonna say, I think part of the enjoyment of Axl is that his joy is a little contagious to the same point that you kind of feel bad sometimes, right? You're oh shit, I've kept them out the entire time.
Yeah.
Let me just run in and reset, right? That's the idea of oh shit, I've been keeping them out a little too much. Let me go mid range and let me just reset them, quote unquote.
Oh, it's even better just zoning them out for a full game and then you can run up throw.
Okay, so when I was first learning Guilty Gear, my good buddy played Axel, and I was learning Eno, which is not the best.
Evil.
Of
That's
matchups.
so evil.
Yeah. And so the really funny part was I went 0-63. It was not good while I was learning it. But one of the things
it's really difficult for Eno too because she has a hover dash that she naturally falls into 5P and shit. Fuck.
Yeah, you can't just dash in under 5P. And one of the funny things about it that I was discussing with him is the mental stack is really high because you're constantly looking out for your surroundings. You're like, oh, where am I supposed to go? Like, what pattern is this Axel going to do? And it sort of overflows your mental stack a little bit, where you make a dumb decision and then they get their really good starter and actually does like damage. Especially at the time that I was learning, like, bomber loops was like a thing.
Fuck, I haven't even done a bomber yet. Damn it.
What, you don't TK bomber at round start?
It's the DP that doesn't DP.
Dude, do it with me. Do it with me. I'm gonna do it.
Okay, I'm not great at TKs, but I will try.
It is really. It's so funny. The way that people in the FGC are is Relli came up to her friend and said, I would like to learn rock, paper, scissors. And her friend said, great, what would you like to play? And Relli said rock. And then they said, great, I'll play paper. Let's learn.
No, that my friend's a piece of shit too. I say that lovingly. He plays Nightmare in Soul Calibur. Where they just deal like 50% of your health bar off of like one wrong guess. They play. Who do they play in fucking? Oh, they play. They are picking up Strive Bedman too, and you're like, oh.
Oh well, that's respectful.
Like, yeah. They just hit you with like the knowledge check characters. I want to say the characters who are like really like, if you don't know what's going on, I'm just going to steamroll you, and there's nothing you can do about it.
Forgive me for my inexperience with this, but do they play Arakune and BlazBlue?
No, they actually hate BlazBlue, and that's because I learned the knowledge checks first. I think I hit them with a Ragna purple throw loop, and they're like, this game is literally unfun. And I was like, yeah.
That's fantastic. I love
I forgot who it was, but did someone want to explain what the Axel strategy is? We ended up going on a different tangent at the time,
okay.
but I would love to hear it.
So the way I play him is basically get your opponent scared or like upset. So any combo that you can send him back to full screen, you send him back to full screen. It is like,
what allows them to get sent back full screen? Like 6H, or sorry, a 2H, or
so if do you want me to just show you some stuff real quick?
yeah, sure, I'll sit still.
So what you see me do with is like go into like wait, God, I fucked up because I'm now on the spot. Is that will send him like back to a position where like they're in advantage, right? But side swap with me, like take a step over there.
Yep.
I also do this where I just that combo there is impossible to drop, which is very important to never drop shit because you keep momentum very well, and it puts them all the way back over there. Like, also, and like I finish most of my combos with that unless I'm trying to go for a kill, basically. I basically almost never use bombers because I drop that shit. But
are they? Is it too difficult to get the TK involved with all the regular combos and stuff?
Well,
like the word of mouth is always that you should go with what's optimal to you, not what's actually optimal.
Exactly. That's what I how I'm thinking about it. And I throw them full screen. Can you block this for me real quick? And then
yeah.
I'll basically just throw this or jump for me, or that. And then if I have meter, I will do Ren Send, FRC or Fast Roman Cancel into Winter Mantis, which is basically, unless the enemy knows that it exists, they will get grabbed by it. I do not have the resources for it right now, but yeah. The plan is basically get them full screen, just like repeat the situation as much as possible so they start to lose hope. The main thing is the damage does not matter. It's getting them to lose hope first, because
as soon as I lose my morale, you'll start just picking me apart.
Exactly.
It's actually really funny because that's kind of the same strategy that Terumi has in Central Fiction, where they're like not necessarily a great character. They have a lot of gimmicks that if you know what to do, they're really venomable. But when you get hit by a gimmick, you're like, oh, I shouldn't have get hit by that. Oh, and then your mental starts collapsing, and that's when they start thriving because you're like overloading them basically.
Yeah, and then you
right?
can start hitting them with dumb shit after you start like getting them like upset. Like run up grab, run up dust.
Oh my god, the run-up grabs on Axels, I get so mad every time it happens to me. Like, it should not be happening.
And then, like, since Burst helps Axel more than every other character in the game, like, I don't really use Wild Assault and, like, Deflect Shield that much, even though it is optimal in some situations. and then also just mashing super in hit stun, which should not be good, and I should not do it. It's bad, but it's funny as hell when you like.
It is really funny. I heard some people say that Axl does not have a great super in this game. Is it just because the startup is too long? Or?
So it's like decent startup. It's just some characters like can react to it during the flash. So Baiken can just like.
Oh, can she option select into parry?
Well, no, she can do
Can she
the
pierce
parry
parry?
input while the super thing is happening. If she's like in a neutral situation.
Fuck.
So. My play is gonna get a little bit worse while I'm talking here.
No, it's fine, yeah.
There's one Baiken player I played some matches against where they would do safe jump, then they would like if I did a super, they would parry it, which is fucking hilarious. And it took me a while to adapt because I'm a bit of a can't adapt, also a bit of a moron.
Keep going for 6H, which is dog shit. When I mean to go for sickle, because I keep hitting heavy instead of slash.
6H is a really funny, like, not a real anti-air, but it just end up working like that sometimes. But like, his super is alright. If it's a knowledge check as well, because the you can jump in between the two hits in order to punish it. So a majority of characters have a punish on it if they like know how to do it. Some people just straight up never learn how to deal with it. And it's I've like won a couple of matches because people like just completely screw up their punish on jumping it and then landing right in front of me again and getting hit by the second hit. The second hit is also a low, which some people forget about.
Sorry about that, everyone. It seems that his internet has just completely dropped, but we are back.
We are so back,
gaming.
We are so fucking back.
But yeah, no, I mean, if we're talking about the match on stream right now, I mean, do we want to talk about the Axel Eno existence? Because
They are
I
true
do.
love. They have invented
I
love.
love them so much.
It's
Mainly because we were talking about it before, but like the sort of like person out of time like character archetype that exists. Eno and Axel having very different viewpoints on it, right? Eno is very much like, oh, I don't care. These people are all just fragments of a memory. Little That's completely ruined me. But you know, they're a person out of time. In the sense that like, well, Eno and Axel don't belong where they are. They both kind of have this outside sort of existence to them.
I
Which
feel
I think
so
is,
fucked up playing into my main. Holy shit! I do this to people?
yeah.
yes.
And playing against your own character also is really funny, just every single time. Back to the...
I mean, even Axel mirrors themselves are really funny.
Oh yeah, they're
like
great.
the JS gambit is so funny. It's like I can call out every button with JS, but I lose to JS delay. And so it's this gambit of I want to plus JS to punish you, but I don't want to press it because I'll die.
Eno just said in the win quote there, like, leave me alone, I can't stand the sight of your hair. And it's like, oh man, oh shit! But I think it's really cool that in the most emotional moment of Strive, Eno is still there being like, oh my god, my boyfriend looks like a girl.
Good for her.
Good for her.
Something blonde women, blonde men are women to me.
Yeah.
I was gonna bring that up, yeah. GG Whispers has had such an impact in the best way.
Cultural landmark.
I think Axel is a very attractive woman.
So true.
I like their relationship because it's depressed bitch and like ray of sunshine. You just like I feel like that's the best way to put that. Like the
Yeah. You have Eno who's like, I need to regain my humanity. I need to return to godhood to give humanity the future it deserves. And Axel's like, man, well, you're worrying a lot about that. Just have you ever considered like calming down?
Want to get a
Petting
burger?
a cat, maybe? you want to go get a burger? I hear it works for Ram.
We could go get lunch, we could go walk in the park, we could... what are you doing all this shit for? What the hell?
Go to a bakery or something.
And I think it's really cool that they both have the the exact same circumstances going on. They are both people with godlike abilities. They can go anywhere in time. They can change anything they like. But Axl is completely content with staying in the present because it's just like, I want to live my life and just do fun things and listen to cool music and this and that. Why the fuck would you do any of this stuff? Just be like me.
I think more than that, it's that that Eno kind of externalizes human worth, and for Axl, it's just an inherent thing that everyone has, right? Eno is like, oh, like, these people haven't done anything to deserve my respect or being regarded even as beings, like Relli was putting it. It's like, she is flowing out of time into this brand new place, and it's like, oh, none of these are real people. I can just treat them however the fuck I want, because I have my own things that I need to get back to, and I'm the only person whose goals matter. Even if that, because she even denies herself her own humanity, because it's like, oh, the backyard, the big number system told me that I'm not even a correct kind of human being. What the hell? So she's basing all of her self-worth off of that, whereas Axl's just like, well, I'm looking and talking at you and you have feelings, so clearly you're a complete human being. It doesn't matter if there's like some number on a screen somewhere that you can't even see that says that you're incomplete. Like, that is all determined by you. The perspective that matters the most is your own, and you have to be the one to decide what your destiny and who you are.
I think another like addition to that is how Axel and Eno are kind of both halves of the same whole, right? Because Eno was created to, you know, be like the manifestation of hopes of humanity. Like every like goodwill was put into Eno to exist to be this god that would save them through the Crusades. And what I think is funny is they kind of got split up, not like actually, but like kind of metaphorically split up between Axel and Eno, where he is the goodwill of all people, like someone who treats everyone as human and values their life. And Eno is the one with complete control over like the godlike power to do something about it. Where they're sort of both can function as this thing that humanity needed, but because they're split up, they're both trying to find each other literally to do the most good.
I think that's a really great observation, because it also speaks to like the journey of the self that a lot of people have to go through, and that I feel like Daisuke wants most players and quote-unquote readers of Guilty Gear to go through when you're getting through his games and getting attached to a lot of these characters, is realize like, oh my god, like I am a person with inherent worth and value, and I should start looking at other people and recognizing that about them too. The world is a beautiful place and every day is a new opportunity, because like it's very easy to espouse that and to read it somewhere. It's like, oh, you know, life is beautiful, but I think it's a whole different thing to see something like the circumstances that we're presented with in Guilty Gear, or like really internalize that for your actual life and like have that be real meaningful optimism, because it's really hard to just be like, oh yay, every day's a new opportunity when you're going through some serious shit. So I appreciate Daisuke including characters like Eno and like Ram and like Bedman, and not really trying to delegitimize them or their suffering in any way. It's like, no, they're here and this is also important. Like, this is an aspect of it. It can't just be that we only have Axl or that we only have Eno. Like, they are characters who just are bound by this theme, and it's just like you as an individual, because you're probably playing this game right now and listening to it saying like, oh, believe in yourself, and you're like, yeah, right, not me. But it's like, no, like, I see that too. That's a hard part of it. And
wait, we're not gonna watch a Potemkin.
Let's go. Put me in.
Hell yeah!
This is the Axl podcast.
I'm so glad you let me get away with it, because I was playing Eno. It's like, yeah, technically relevant.
Yeah. Well, Axl's not the main character.
Top players deserve
whatever.
the Axl matchups, okay? Top players
deserve the Axl match.
Exactly.
Really hard stance.
So does Gold Lewis.
Oh, damn. And my boy Glue.
My boy
But
Glue.
to step back a bit from all the important relevance that they all have, I really like too that Exerd has their relationship be that Axl just happens to bump into Eno, and Eno is just extremely all Dom all over him and is like, can you stop being a fucking baby and just do what I ask? Oh my god, you are so weak and pathetic. And he's like, oh! And he is just sitting there kind of like whining and shit. I live for that in romance dynamics.
Well,
Like,
I think one of the best parts about that too, in addition to what we were talking about before, right, where like they're both like parts of each other. Axl is what like weakness she sees in herself. Someone who can't act on what needs to be done and is like
Absolutely,
hesitant
like,
to do something.
Eno
Like-
has that whole moment where it's like, hey, you need to be a wolf. You need to be someone that wakes up and actually takes changes for yourself. And even though it's hard and rough and violent and gory, you need to be the one that does that shit, because otherwise they'll do it to you. And he's like, yeah, I'll take some of that advice.
But
sure,
we
I'll-
could talk to him first, though, right? Like, we don't have to jump the gun immediately.
And again, I think Daisuke hits on something very real and very meaningful there, because when you are too, like, deeply thoughtful and, like, overly empathetic, it's easy to get stuck pontificating because you want to make sure everything is absolutely perfect. But on the other hand, if you're just rushing into shit, doing whatever with literally no regard for anyone, including yourself, that's, like, always going to end in a bad way. So there's this important balance to strike between, like, actually, I don't know, embodying the change you want to see in your life and thinking about it before you do, because it's a difficult thing. It's not really just as simple as like, well, let's always be considerate 100% of the time, because sometimes no matter what you do, like, there's going to be a decision that's going to wind up with somebody getting hurt.
Like,
but it's
against with
important
Chaos,
you do
right?
something.
In Strife Story, you can't talk to Chaos. He's doing this to spite you. And sometimes the best way to deal with that is by being Eno, and other times it's by being Axel. They're
Yes.
halves of a complete person.
Absolutely.
Oh my fucking god, I'm getting my shit rocked.
Really, I
Potemkin.
think you made a tweet about like Eno's character just being like a mask, sort of like.
Yeah! Oh, yeah! I mean, I was probably going to say that unless we didn't,
So sorry about that.
But,
We are. Hey, we can talk about both.
but
They
yeah.
are the same guy.
So, Eno is very interesting in the fact that she is just depressed and does not feel. She can't feel,
Yes.
because that part of her was taken to her by Chaos and put in, like, the original. So she just doesn't have feelings. And I think what's interesting is that the mask she decides to put on is... Oh my god! Sorry, I just watched that in real time.
I didn't see that. I'll have to wait till the video comes out.
No
Oh my god.
fucking way.
It was in the middle of Wild Assault Pressure. They busted and caught it. But yeah, so Eno just doesn't have feelings and emotions, which means we know that she isn't the horny, fuck you sort of person. But that's the
She-
mask that she decides to wear. Because
Yes.
that's
She's a
the
very
mask that is
depressed
most comfortable.
and cold person that just wants her main motivation throughout the entirety of this story is that she's trying to get back to the man that she loves, because that was when she felt like she had a purpose, and she realizes, okay, even that, my feelings of love towards that person, they were fake, because they're not here, I don't remember it, and it clearly, since I'm a weird biological thing, it must not have happened, so I feel worthless, and it's kind of like she's regretting a relationship that she never had, even though Axel proves, hey, you can still have that relationship here today with me. Axel explicitly says, too, like, I don't have to go back to Megumi. I can bring Megumi here, and I believe my interpretation of that is that he means I can have you, Eno. I can have you, and you're here. You just have to look towards the future and look towards me. We can be happy together despite the fact that things were sad in your past. And it means a lot to someone like me, like, oh yeah, hey, love can fix, like, even the greatest ills.
And I think that one of the funny part is Eno's main motivator being love, or the love that she felt for Will and for people at the time, sort of gets perverted, or like a very fake understanding of what love is the mask that she decides to put on, right? She's like, oh yeah, like this sort of like lust-filled sort of person. That's like a corruption of the love that she like genuinely feels for both humanity and Axel, right? Which I think is also interesting, right? Eno's dynamic with that is that she is supposed to be born to look after the goodwill and desire of mankind, and Axel, who is the very epitome of goodwill and love of human life, that's the person that she's the most drawn to, and the person that she feels the most connection with. Is like her purpose at like existence is to legitimately care for Axel, or a person like Axel.
I think it's incredible, too, when you consider the fact that she has seen everything across time. She has seen people, she has even seen immortal people that have withstand the test of time. She's seen Soul and Raven and Asuka. She's gone back to see Rome fall 3 times. She's changed things, she's killed people, she's let people live. She's seen all this, and the thing she's attracted to is a normal guy who just happens to have the same circumstances as her. Like, the thing she is attracted to is someone that understands her pain in any kind of way.
Because again, it's just someone who implicitly is validating her sense of humanity. But yeah, no, I think Relli also brings up a great point with regards to their unique relationships to love, and I think you see how Daisuke is probably a little bit more into Axel's understanding of it, because, you know, the way that he thinks of Megumi isn't just this single-minded pursuit of her touch again, even though that's something he's deeply invested in, like we've spoken about so many times now. Like, he's unwilling to do things that would sacrifice the person that he is, that Megumi loved. Like, it's more important to him to live a good life for all these people around him than it is to, like, immediately see Megumi, because he can't come to her with that same smile. Like, how can he look at her face if he were to take life away from everyone in this timeline?
It's important for him to be a good person that lives up to the standards of society and other people than it is to hurt other people and for his own benefit. He's entirely selfless.
Yeah,
and I think an honorable thing. Like, he shows a strength of character I don't think a lot of people have, where it's like, could you really say I want to, like, sacrifice my entire life and everything I love just so these people I don't exactly know can live and be happy? Like, his solution to the trolley problem is that I will let myself get hit by the car.
Yeah, well, I mean, right? So I think that's one of the funny part is, especially in Strive when he has more control over time stop, is his solution to the trolley problem. We see it in the exploding building. He'll just fix it. He'll do it. He'll do whatever it takes to save people. It doesn't matter, even putting himself at risk. Even when Eno...
I really love that he gets that Quicksilver moment. It's one of the coolest things.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he's just leaping between rubble, grabbing people, and he's like, "Oh, Eno, you're here. What's up?"
I think it's really cool too that, I guess, we all know Strive was only animated by 2 people. That's a really interesting way to use the fact that it was only animated by 2 people. Like, oh, let's just have everyone frozen in time, and we can have Axel run around and get them. Like, it looks really good. I like it a lot.
And I think another interesting thing, Axel Eno related somewhat. Eno's whole thing of, like, I'm not human, like, I was born out of human desire, but I don't have any humanity, I don't have these feelings in motion. And when we consider that Axel is completely selfless and will do anything to preserve human life, at the very end of Strive's story, when Eno's, like, sacrificing or dying, basically, the last thing that he's doing is like, hey, like, there's still time to change, like, remember yourself, like, you are you. And I think that's interesting because that's a little confirmation of Eno is human, because Axel loves her, that she's human, because Axel is the embodiment of human love.
Yeah.
He really is the golden retriever of people.
It's so good.
But I feel like even the complete selflessness aspect as highlighted through Eno isn't exactly perfect. Like, I think this is like a complete fucking deep cut insane thing to bring up, but like in Nietzsche's Beyond Good and Evil, like, there is something to be said about subsuming the wants of the self beneath whatever society is imposing on you. I think it's important to also recognize the fact that, like, Axel does that to an extent, but a lot of what drives him is still personal. It's still, like, selfish, but in a compelling and important way, because to live you have to be selfish to a degree. Like, it's not an inherently evil thing to want to do the things that you want to do. It's just like the best way to live is to do the things you want to do without infringing too much on the ability of other people to do the things that they want to do. And I think that that's the conclusion that Eno helps Axel reach ultimately, because he initially is that guy who's just like, oh, well, I'll abdicate the responsibility on myself to do the things that I actually want. I'll just live by whatever is best for the world, which is an approach that most people probably find themselves in, because it's like, why would you want to create friction by doing the things you actually want? But then if you do that, like, you experience a degree of ego death, right? Like, then it becomes like, oh, who am I? What are the things that I want? And, despite denying her humanity, is all about that. It's like, it's the things that I want that matter the most, because I need to find them to give myself meaning. And I think it's so cool that Axel finally gets to reach that conclusion and be like, okay, you know what? I can be a little bit selfish, but now the thing that I want is to live in this world. So take that.
My selfish desire is that I want people to be happy. That's my selfish desire. And you're like, oh.
I think it's interesting, too, that in Eno's arcade mode, we see what she was like when she first got those powers, because we see, like, the first version of herself, and it's just a really sweet and kind and nice person. And it's kind of a person that is a lot like Axel. Like, and like what you were saying before, where it's like, oh yeah, she really hates these selfless and sweet aspects of herself that she long since lost because she just gave up on humanity, that Axel still embodies, that gives her that hope again. Yeah. Like, that's very romantic and cute. Guys, I think I'm doing it. I think I'm finally zoning. I'm doing it.
I can't see you to help, but, like, I'm seeing you're actually like doing work on the screen here. Like I'm seeing the health bars drop.
I'm seeing the health bars drop. To do a deep cut in the opposite direction, I think, yeah, it's kind of harkening back to what Relli said at the beginning of the conversation, where like having time manipulation is the thing that predisposes an individual to be like as villainous as possible, because then it becomes really easy to reduce every other person on the planet to like some predetermined variable, and then eventually that extends to yourself, like with Eno. This reminds me a lot. Have you guys ever played the game Undertale?
What else are you going to drop today?
No, that was it.
I love how we went from Nietzsche to fucking Undertale. That's great.
Okay, what else can you bring up? What else can you bring up? Like, can you segue into something else?
KOF!
Oh,
The Holy Trinity, Nietzsche, KOF, and Undertale.
Was Toby Fox thinking of Axl Low when he made his passive crowd?
We have to interview him.
Sans and Axl Low, same person?
True!
It's a really shitty Steven Universe comic, but it's Axl Low.
Not surviving.
Although you just
Don't
reminded
worry,
me, you know,
girls.
Toby Fox is on record for saying one of his favorite games of all time is Plus R, so...
It's true! It's true! Oh my god.
See-
Wait a minute.
Okay, someone contact MatPat right now.
Yeah, that's the main Toby Fox contact. Is Matt.
No, you gotta get the Pope on, come on!
Yeah. I played this
God.
game. It was very good. Mr. Toby.
Okay.
The Catholic nation, I've come out to tell you, I think that Alfie's is really cute. I think she's
Let's go. You think Pope Francis is lying in his hospital bed right now thinking about Undertale? He's like, oh, I wish I could have played it.
Watch this!
If only
Yeah!
I could replay Undertale for the first time.
Oh god.
One thing he wants.
Okay, but can you imagine Pope Francis acting up because he saw Toriel?
Oh my god! I have
That
to
goat
rethink
mom
my
was
commitment to
really
God.
fucking cute. Lord, forgive me for what I'm about to do, but that goat.
See, I can say this. That's not my guy. I'm Jewish.
Oh god. But yeah, and what you were saying about Undertale.
Oh god, this is so fell apart so quick. Holy shit.
Yeah.
I think it's great because that's kind of embodies Axl, right? They're always slipping
It's
through
true.
timelines, so we're just slipping through conversation.
We slipped into the
Can we
Toriel
talk about
cosplayer
how-
formula.
Shout out Doctor Who. Every British character for the rest of time is now a time traveler.
I know, it's so funny. It is so. I guess it's just because Big Ben, right? Because they built a big dang old clock tower in that silly old country. That like that's the power every British guy has. Or like if you have that power, now you're British. The one character, if we want to get another deep cut that I can think of just right off the top of my head, time powers not British. Dave Schreider.
Tracer?
No, Tracer's British. Tracer's British.
I know, I thought, sorry. I
Wait,
I
Tracer's
not
Yeah,
British?
she's British.
How did
Unlucky.
you not know Tracer was British? She literally says, cheers, land the cavalry's here.
She's Spanish.
I don't play Overwatch, so.
Oh, my chichon.
Look, I don't play Overwatch either, but even I know the porn lady's British.
Oh, that's Tracer from Sex. When did they
Holy
put her in
shit, Sex
Overwatch?
too?
Sex 2. They removed a character from Sex 2. It's 5v5 now.
I gotta say, I think between Axel and Geo, Axel has the best combos in the game. Like, they are so flashy and pretty.
Yeah, I love his animation. So
Yeah.
characterful.
I mean, it's so accented by his voice lines too, right?
Yes.
Just like when you're doing stuff, his 6H, he's like, alley-oop, hey, look out for this one, and it's just like, oh,
I feel like
it's
you
so
don't really... You don't get that with many of the other characters in the game, which is such a shame because
No.
I love each and every one of them. But I wish instead of just saying attack names 100% of the time, like that soul will be like, yeah, fuck you.
Cal,
No,
do you
I
wanna
think it's so funny, right? Like, when you look at, like, the iconic lines of characters, you have, like, Nago be like, your fate is sealed! And that's, like, his super. When you're looking at, like, the iconic lines of Axl, they're just his every single one. He's like, I'm on a roll, right? Like, you're just like, yeah, that's so Axl.
Oh, I'm doing something. Ooh. I gotta say, Axl Low is absolutely a treat guy where he's like, oh, I'm gonna go stop and get myself a little treat. I'm gonna go get
He does that in his win animation. He's like, I won. Hold up, let me grab a burger real quick. I'm thirsty.
I don't think anything makes me happier in this game than Axl's burger animation. And I will tell Jay when I'm playing Axl, can we please not skip the win animation? I need to get Axl his burger, and he'll still skip it, and then I'll cry.
I do it on impulse. It makes me sad. I like it too.
Hungry. Oh. I think my favorite mod for that one is just changing it to Mug Root Beer. That's the only thing it does.
Mug Mania.
I have the McDonald's one on personally.
That's
But yeah,
right.
Eno and Axl are that one post where it's like 2 Red Bull and an Adderall. Breakfast is the most important meal of the day. That's right. And then my guardian angel currently taking the form of Axl Low, trying to get me to listen to him. Do we make me think a vegetable with coals? Let's despair.
What's the fucking? It's the post where it's like girl dinner and it's just like a cigarette and a fucking.
That's why I was talking
Axl
about, like, being depressed as shit and, like, Axl being the Ray of Sunshine character. It's...
I can like run to the store real quick. Can't be that out of groceries.
Don't be talking like that.
Comic that was like, oh, I've got like 2 cents, but I'll see what I could do. And he's the one.
Oh, yeah, that one.
Yeah. Soul's like, oh, I want my wife back. And he's like, okay, well, I got 2 cents. Let me see what
All right,
I
I'll
can
see what I can do. Holy shit, you did it. No,
I gotta say,
mean, speaking of Axel and Soul,
Axel and Soul, they're drinking
underrated
buddies.
relationship there between
It's
the
true.
two. Of Axel just like calling Soul Chief. Soul's like, shut the fuck up. I don't know you. Leave me alone. And he's like, all right, you got it, Chief. Will do, Chief. He just like does it to spite him, and like this really.
Cunt. I love it.
He's great. Oh, it's great.
I think what gets me is the fact that they are drinking buddies of 200 years, and not because of anything he's done. It's just more like Axel will randomly appear at some point in time, and
Just show up.
he just happens to see Soul, and Soul's like, oh wait, are you that same British guy I saw like 20 years ago? And he's like, oh, I don't know where I am. Can we get like a drink? And then that's just been
Just
the
do?
relationship for 200 years.
Oh, I fucking love the art. Can we talk about the art of Soul like getting a drink for Axel, and he's just
Yes.
like, his face is so fucked up. I don't think there's any other putting it. His face looks so weird.
Shout out to Arxis saying, putting that image up for National Beer Day, even though they're clearly having whiskey or something.
Yeah.
Fuck the Arxis social media manager, by the way. Like,
I
They
can't
just
stand
say
Will
shit.
Your
It's
Toast
so
Day.
great.
they fired him recently. They have a new guy on, and he's
Did
boring.
they fire him? Fuck.
Oh, that sucks.
I think it was the biking tweet.
One might have been.
It had to be the Bikin tweet. Like, that was a little too far, but I'm surprised they kept him on for all the toast tweets.
I think the funny thing is, I can actually see like why they chose Bikin, because like, oh, Bikin's pink, duh, like Barbie, obviously, and it's like, no, listen, wait.
Complicated relationship to femininity.
Oh no, it is
Ugh.
fucked up that they just uploaded that.
Yeah. They're just
I
like,
can't
yeah.
say it's incorrect. Like, yeah, that is what happened, but. Oh. Well, someone lost their job, unfortunately.
Unlucky. They should hire me instead. I would just be like Eno posting most of the time, but
You say that like you're not gonna upload pictures of Ragna every day.
listen, Arxis Twitter needs to recognize the Blade Blue Central Fiction released 7 years ago. Season 3 has done well for Strive, and that means that you should release a new Central Fiction game. Listen, Arxis employee that I know is watching this,
Yeah.
definitely. Hear my plea. Ancient Sky God, hear my call, or whatever.
You're summoning Raw.
I really want to talk about this, but there's a voice line in Exerd where Soul is making fun of Axl was like, oh, Chief, you used to be so cute when you were a baby. Look, I've got your baby pictures right here. And Soul's like, I'm gonna beat the shit out of you, you annoying little bitch.
Fucking kill you.
I feel
I'll
like
kill you. I'll kill you.
Do you guys want to talk about some of the artwork? Like the one where he's like the dinosaurs?
Oh, the Strive art. Oh, that
Yeah.
Strive dinosaur one is so funny. I talked about it in my video, but it's just like canon that he has fought dinosaurs before, and it's like, yeah, you know, when I wrangled Velociraptors in prehistoric time, you know, then.
Hop on spectate.
Jay makes fun of me because I apparently say the word Velociraptor wrong.
he puts the
Velociraptor, isn't it? Like,
he
Yeah,
puts the
Velociraptor.
emphasis on the raptor. Yeah, it's Velociraptor. He puts the emphasis on the raptor.
Velociraptor.
No, it's Velociraptor. It's
the fuck is the
emphasis.
difference?
The emphasis belongs on the Veloci, not on the raptor. Velociraptor. You say Velociraptor.
Velociraptor?
It's different.
Velociraptor. It's not like that bad. Cause like
No, it's not. It's not.
Velociraptor.
It's not. But it's something I can make fun of him for.
Kill yourself.
Dear God, Miku. But no, I think it's really essential to have a character like Axel in a game like Guilty Gear when your main character is Soul Bad Guy, who for like 200 years tried to isolate him from any semblance of humanity, and then just happens to run into this same British guy. Like one of the only consistent connections in his life before he decides to reintegrate himself into the world is just this silly British guy that drinks with him, and I think that that's wonderful, and that they still seem to regard each other with a really good level of respect. The last line that Axel has in Rev is to Soul, where he's like bearing his soul about the situation with Megumi. Like, I feel like that's so cool.
I think it's also really sweet too that they both have. Soul not only is feeling extremely lonely because he's a monster and he's been alone for 200 years, but he found one other person that also shares music taste with him, because music has died in Guilty Gear universe. So he found one other person that knows what Queen is, and I think that's something special, like, where they go into bars and they get completely drunk and they're just singing fucking Freddie Mercury shit.
Yeah,
And
no,
maybe,
you...
And maybe they even have a moment where they both laugh and it's like, oh, Soul, isn't it a bit weird that in this world, like, everything's named after metal music, like...
What the fuck are you talking about?
Well, you know, your name, like, Soul Bad Guy, I got that, but, you know, like Kai Kisuke, you know, like... You don't see it?
You don't see it? He's like, I don't know what you're talking about. I only know Queen.
I keep my head down.
Holy diver, what the heck is that?
Looks like you've been spending a little bit too much time down in that midnight sea.
I like to think that, oh, that would be so funny headcanon-wise for Axel and Soul talking, is like, Axel keeps making heavy metal jokes, and he's like, yeah, that's that move Testament uses.
Oh my god.
No,
Truly, Soul is lost to us. But, yeah, no,
okay, but how funny would it be if Soul, out of nowhere, is like, holy shit, Axel, are you dating Ringo Shino?
I guess I never really thought about it, but she does kind of look like it, doesn't she?
Hey, Axel,
funny.
dude, don't you think you... I just noticed, do you kind of look like Axl Rose?
Wait a minute, gamers! He kind of looks like Axl Rose, and I kind of look like Freddie Mercury. What's
Whoa,
the deal?
something's going on here.
I don't see the connection.
You know, there was a band called Led Zeppelin, and Zepp's on a lead balloon, and wait a minute.
But yeah, I think it's beautiful that they were exactly what each other needed for that long span of time where they had like nobody else, because Axel was a chav with somebody who would drink with him, and Soul Bad Guy had someone who could keep it like arm's length, but that he could still kind of bullshit with. Or more accurately, that Axel could like worm his way into his life and force him to bullshit with him, which is the kind of relationship I think Soul likes the most.
Yeah, I think Soul has a very like front guard up, like he does not want to connect to anyone, so having someone that is forcibly in your way constantly and is just a generally all-around nice guy is probably something he really needed.
At the risk of sounding like too yaoi-pilled, it feels very Aria to me, because like they had like that same kind of begrudging relationship of like, I know you want to. Like Soul just loves being the like, okay, I don't want to do this, but I will kind of guy, and both Aria and Axel
Old
present
man
an
yaoi.
opportunity to be that. Yeah, old man
I'm not
yaoi.
gonna out myself too much, but I will state,
Go to
right,
fuck.
that there is a problem that exists within Persona 5 fiction, where if you are writing, this is extremely niche, but I'm just gonna say
The Axel podcast.
Look, no, I'm getting to that. If you are writing Joker in a catchy fiction, there's always the problem that Yusuke is there, Yusuke is most likely gay, and that there is no reason why Joker wouldn't be dating Yusuke. So a lot of Joker in a catchy fiction boils down to, why isn't Yusuke dating Joker?
They feel compelled
Shout out.
to address it.
Shout out to Toxic Yaoi.
Yeah. So what I'm saying here is that, like, in a lot of Soul and Kai things, it's always the argument of, okay, if Soul is dating Kai, why wasn't he dating Axel?
It just wasn't right. He doesn't
That's
like
at
British
least-
people.
He likes the French more?
He likes the French. Yeah, wait, this is damning, actually. I'm sorry, Mr. Bulsara.
French are worse.
He's got to come on here and defend himself. Sorry to any French or British
I-
listeners, but you guys are silly.
Sorry, it's our anti-European bias.
Yeah, yeah.
Which is crazy because Daisuke clearly likes
Yeah,
blonde-eyed,
Europe.
blonde-haired, blue-eyed Europeans very much.
No, blonde-eyed,
Granted,
blue
that's
hair.
more of like a Japanese thing. I mean, even like if you look at like Street Fighter 5 had, what is it, like 17 characters that match that description?
Yeah, yeah.
I think it's just they think, oh, I want a white person. This is what they look like.
This is what
Yeah.
all white people look like.
Yeah. Yeah, I want you to go back to saying blonde-eyed, blue hair, because that's just dizzy.
Oh, I
Blue-eyes
thought
white
that.
woman.
Blue eyes white woman, that's, what is that,
Oh,
Sage?
Dizzy, my blue-eyes white dragon
Maiden?
GF.
Oh shit.
Okay, Guilty Gear, but instead of metal music, it's
Ah.
all fucking TCG shit.
Please,
Oh, it's good,
please,
hell yeah.
please, I would die for this.
Listen, a Yu-Gi-Oh fighting game that's not like Seto and Kaiba, like just like summoning stands, would be so peak. I don't think you understand.
Yeah, no, it's so
what are you
true.
talking
Literally
about? Jump
any
Force
anime
is right
fighting
there.
game would be sick.
That's what I'm saying! They just summon stands! It's so cringe! There's so much you can do with it! There's a whole fighting game archetype! I love Vanquish Soul!
I know, I was gonna say Vanquish Soul is so hype, actually. So fucking great.
I recently got into Albaz lore, which I thought was really
Yo,
cool.
Albazlor!
Yeah,
Hell
yeah,
yeah.
so good, so good.
No idea what that is.
I respect him and his relationship.
Now, if
Back
you
to
think about
Axel. Axel, sorry, I keep getting distracted.
yeah, we've been all over the place this episode.
Look.
This is easily our least focused
I-
one.
But because Axel is such a casual, calm conversation guy, and it's about bringing good vibes and just talking about whatever makes you happy. And I think that's in the spirit of Axel, if anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
But
absolutely.
yeah, Axel is the character that has had the most design changes in the series, and he has changed a lot in the
Oh,
series.
I have like a full
Like-
like 3 pages of notes on that.
Oh, fuck
Like
yeah.
in between
Yeah?
like moveset wise, character design wise, his animation wise, and even like a little bit of music wise. Like I have 3 pages of notes that have been cropped down.
Oh my god.
Well, if you want to get out of that match, and then I can go against Relli, and you can say it.
Well,
I'd love to hear it.
okay, I could start right now if you want. like after.
Yeah.
All right, let me
Yeah.
like try winning this round.
Hold on, wait, I gotta go gamer mode.
Yeah, exactly.
No, they started 6-ping Garuda. It's over.
Oh, nice. No, I'm losing this. We got this. We got this.
I can't even spectate this, unfortunately. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Daisuke. Oh, no time stop
I
combo?
don't do time stops.
Understandable. Fuck!
Look at character select screen in the meantime.
Oh shit.
Beautiful idol. He's so gorgeous. You know what?
We got
Axel
this. We
says
got
time
this. We
talking about
got
how
this. You
cute
don't got
he
this.
is.
You don't got this. You don't got this. You don't got this. You don't got this. We're so.
I fucked up the super!
Fuck.
Axel
All right.
has
I fucked up the
beautiful,
super.
long blonde hair, like blondes. He's beautiful.
I thought you were gonna go into the hottest Sonic females thing. He has
Try not
beautiful
to reach
blonde
through
hair,
the screen!
the size of an average human mother.
So
I really like that he's wearing a crop top and that he's got like a little bit of stomach poking out. That's adorable to me. I think that he's got big, beautiful, luscious pink lips. I think he's so kissable.
okay. Let me
Yeah, I got
just
you.
lay it all out.
let me start going. I'm gonna keep it shorter, like than what the full 3 pages, because it goes into gross detail.
You can go as long as
okay,
you want.
so-
Like,
Honestly, I'm here for it.
So I'm gonna start from the beginning because that's how I have it written down. So his character,
in the beginning, there was Axel.
I mean, missing link. Where he was the
Yeah.
first person ever born. He was the
In the
perfect
beginning.
creation. Okay,
There
so
was
missing
Daisuke.
link, right? He's like, we talked about how he wasn't functional as a character, and like, his character design is like so like aggressive and like, it feels like more close range focused with his like where he wants to fight, even though he is not functional in that game. He doesn't have his anti-airs. He does have 5P, but it's like a poke. and like his 2S is literally just a dragon punch like input, which feels fucking gross, by the way.
I could imagine.
I've never seen what his DP looks like in
It
that.
is literally 2S animation, like straight up.
That's so fucking funny.
He also has his parry in that version of the game, which is honestly so surprising to me because parry felt like just his most gimmicky move that he has.
I didn't even know he had a
Oh,
parry.
and he doesn't have it in Stride.
Oh yeah, he doesn't have it in Stride, but he had it in Exerd plus R. Did he have it in Missing
he had it
Link?
Missing Link, yeah, which is so weird.
Why does he have one?
It's so funny. He like throws you in a blanket and then like
Oh,
moves
no, it's
you
his
around. It's
bandana.
awesome. Oh, is it his bandana?
Oh, that's
Yeah,
so
and it
cute.
usually can combo into 5P, 6K, 2S usually. Non-Missing Link because Missing Link's bad. So his character is more rough and tumble. It's more like aggressive. He's more of like he feels more close range oriented, even though he does have like the longest range buttons. Like, and that's like the closest range he'll be in the entire series. Into plus R, and then a little bit Isuka, or how do you pronounce it? The
Iska?
yeah,
I don't know.
That one he shares animations and like movesets pretty close, but he has his parry. This is the first appearance of his command grab, even though in that game it's just an unblockable projectile, which is fucking hilarious. It's also cancelable. I love it. I love it in that game. It's so funny. It's a charge.
What the fuck?
A charge input command grab
No fear.
cancelable projectile. Let me find it in my notes so I don't. Fuck. Did I use the page? Okay, yeah, here we are.
Rainwater.
Uh,
Rainwater.
Plus
Yeah.
R, he fights at a longer range. He becomes more of a mid-range fighter with a lot of tools. Like, he has a real dragon punch, or he has a dragon punch. He has a point guard dragon punch. He has his counter, high and
He
low.
has different DPs. Wow.
Yeah, and this is the first appearance of Axel Bomber, which in this game has two versions. One that goes down, which feels disgusting as well.
What?
He has one that goes down, like Riot
Axel-
Stamp kind of then, or what is it? Soul has something.
So
that,
it's like a
fire
dive
thing
kick
then.
version of
Yeah,
Axel Bomber?
and then FD is the up version that you see. So, those two versions of Axel Bomber, the down one doesn't exist in like past Isuka and plus R, and he has the appearance of his forward approaching cross-up move. The I don't know the name, but it's like that. But he starts to become like less serious. He's like more silly in that game. Like animation-wise, like there's a move where he just straight up eats shit, like after falling from the sky. Which I feel like might be a direct reference to Billy Kane, which we were talking about earlier, with a move that like comes down from the ceiling. I
Actually, I have no idea how Billy Kane plays, and I know that Billy Kane uses like a big staff, right?
yeah,
Or,
it's a
yeah.
staff that breaks into chains, but doesn't have like blades or anything on it.
I can see the resemblance then.
More of, and like this is the first appearance of chains having an out and an in hitbox. So like they have a hitbox going out and then coming back in. That's basically it in that game. But main takeaway from that is he starts getting more silly. Zerd is like.
Put a silly meter on the
Can we get
board.
a silly meter? A silly meter?
Yeah, can we get that silly graph? As you can clearly see, Chad.
As you can clearly see, Missing Link, we're bottomed out on silly. You got 0 silly here.
Yeah, his
Zero
missing
silly.
Link animations are so funny because he just looks like a common thug in like a beat 'em up game, if that makes sense. Right? Like he's just like.
He's not
"Grrr."
interesting in that. Like he's got like the missing teeth and stuff too. He looks like just a thug guy.
Yeah, no, he looks like he would be like, yeah, a fighting, like a beat 'em up enemy or like an anime street fight character, you know? Like, like it would be like a character in an anime who like gets beat up in 5 seconds.
Yeah.
And then Zerd is. I'm trying to think if I should like shorten this one or not.
They never expect the fourth 2H.
So, things that existed in 2H actually existed in Missing Link as well. I forgot to talk about that. In like straight up in its regular form, it cancels into Rensen if it was functional. Okay, back to Zerd. Zerd is like the funniest he's ever been because he had every single tool in the game, just like not the best version of it. So
Yeah. He was low tier in that
yeah,
game, wasn't
he was. It's just like So his preferred range was medium range. It's just like, and he has all the tools like a regular character has, like except they're just dog water. Like his command grab in that game is awful. It's, I want to say 37 frames, but I'm probably wrong about that because I don't have the dust loop up right now. But he has a DP. He has his parries as well because he needs them still. And like he has, this is basically the amalgamation of every single tool that he's ever had in the series, along with and then he's still fighting medium range. He's not he's not fighting long range full screen like in Strive yet. He does have tools for that, but it's literally just Sparrowhawk and that's it. Sparrowhawk is I don't know how familiar you guys with Zerd.
Sparrowhawk was his stance.
Yeah, the stance that has 3 different angles that it covers.
Yeah.
So that's literally
He spins his sickle behind him and then like.
That's his like longest range, like basically scrub killer move, and one of the supers that allows him to convert off of full screen hits into close range hits, which just drags him in from full screen to point blank. That one is Shark Strike. Yeah. His animations are a lot sillier in that game with we start getting like the smiles during animations. We start getting like the extra like flourishes of the of his weapon, like behind his back after far slash, and and it's a lot more clear in this game that his 6K he's doing a trick behind his back with the chain scythe.
I really love that he does like dirty tricks as he fights as well. Like he plays dirty by even using sickles at all. He's a zoner. Like he's just. He wants to be as cheeky as possible, and I really get the impression in
yeah, no, it's like every single chance he has to do a trick with his weapon, he does it, which is fucking hilarious to me, because like he's just doing the behind the back hit every single time you're anti-airing. Strive. Alright, I also have stuff about walk cycles in this, but once again, that's just him getting sillier over time with his and more laid back with his approach. I feel like I'm making this pretty boring, sorry.
No, it's actually incredibly interesting how you're charting the silliness over time. I think that is kind of like what you see, right? Because even in like Plus R, you can kind of see him do like a couple of sillier things, but he's only progressively gotten more lax and more sort of outgoing, I think is the best way of putting it, right?
Yeah, and he starts...
Really, get onto
and
Axl
he starts
now.
fighting longer and longer ranges. Like his preferred range starts getting further and further out as well. Like, so in Strive,
Is it just me? I feel like his range in Exert feels really shoddy, or at least that's how it felt when I was playing him. I love how far his sickles go in Strive. It feels really good from Exert.
yeah, and like that's the most laid back he is. Like, like it feels like the more he's getting into his like his own as a character in the story and in the gameplay wise, like the more comfortable he is just existing, you know? Because in this game, he looks like he's comfortable just fighting, like in general, and like it's more of a long range character. Like he has actual really good pressure full screen with Rensend and Winter Mantis, and like his anti-air is covering like fucking 3/4 screen because he needs it. Also, time stop super. I'm just gonna put that's just there in the notes, but like I have this one as the shortest section on there because we're playing Strive.
Hell yeah.
I think it's interesting that he is just a straight up JoJo reference in that one.
I love JoJo references in Guilty Gear because there's a few of them. It's
like Zato.
Zato,
too.
and then we have Robokai's super in Plus R.
What is
the Aura Rush?
No, it's
yeah.
Muda
Oh,
Muda
yeah.
Muda.
Oh yeah.
He literally says useless.
I think it's cool that he's doing a Dio's move too, because like, Dio is the biggest bad in all of JoJo, but Robokai is
It's
the
fucking
weakest
Robokai.
fucking loser.
I love my little incel.
I
He's
got
great.
so sidetracked with Asuka about Robokai Mark II. It's such a weird game. Like,
It really is. It just is. It's like a Smash game, but it's also a beat 'em up kind of. Like
it has a turnaround button, which is so cursed.
Why?
Because you can have 4 players on the screen. Which is why it's
I heard that it also just has its own dedicated jump button, which is really clunky.
Yeah.
Like, instead of just hitting up to jump.
And it doesn't have a dust button, so you have to do heavy slash and slash at the same time to do dust. Which is cursed. Oh, and if you guys want to start bringing up something else, you can. I will keep on going on and on if you let me. Fucking his one of his trade-offs for being a mid-range character with most of the tools in the game, or like a okay version of them, is he never had a forward throw until Strive.
What?
Really?
Yeah, no, it always sent backwards, or it could be.
That's kind of interesting in the sense that, oh, that's even like a trick too. Always throwing you behind his back instead of throwing you forward. But...
Yeah, and he could also combo off of his throw in the majority of cases. Which I'm not sure how special that is in Plus R and Zerd. I know some characters can do it.
I think it depends, because I know you can come off some throws in corner in Plus R, because I know that's what Johnny does, at least, I think.
Johnny's also just a bastard.
Fuck
Fuck
Johnny,
Johnny.
yeah.
Johnny privilege.
But like, that sort of limited his offense in the corner. Like, you can't like just run up throw someone when they're in the corner, because of that sort of tool. Like, gives them better position afterwards, unless you combo in a way that I haven't been able to find a combo that allows you to side swap back. But I
Unrelated to anything, I just have a super quick gameplay question. Does Axel ever want to use 6P? It feels like, like, 2S does its job, or like, I don't know, it doesn't feel that good of a button.
Right, so it's still an overhead reversal, so even like catching like 5P, right? You can 6P, 5P.
Really?
yeah. I like to think about it as like he's really dog shit at throwing punches, so that's why it feels weak.
Yeah.
I think it was Radchad made a video about that.
Yeah, about the racism.
Oh, what?
Oh yeah, no, Radchad keeps doing the stupid joke that Axel's being racist whenever he punches you or something.
I haven't seen that video. I was just talking about the one where like.
Yeah, where it's the one where Soul is teaching Axel how to throw a
Oh,
punch.
okay. I think we're talking about the same one.
Yeah. It is a funny video. I just think it's weird how Radchad keeps making the joke that things are racist when they have nothing to do with race.
But
Maybe I should have asked him onto this video. I think he mains Axel. And Gold
It's Axel, Goldlewis, and Jacko.
that's like the funniest combination
He
of
mains Jacko?
characters.
That really is.
He literally
so
says
real for
I
that.
main. He literally says I main silly goofies.
It's true. He's based. He's so based.
Fucking Christ!
Yo, rate my Axel gameplay.
All right, we're chilling. We're chilling. We're chilling. We're going.
I know 0 combos, but I know how to stagger pressure and be
That's how you
obnoxious.
do it.
That's all that.
Oh, I know how to miss reversal and grab 2
My body is a machine.
Oh, let's go, baby.
Way,
You know it?
no!
Close enough.
Fuck! Damn it! I'm not gonna get. Oh,
You can do
man.
2K, 2D, Wild Assault, and then you can do Kick Bomber.
Oh, can
Yes.
you?
Fuck.
Naughty night. I fucking love that one of this
and
throw.
speaking of Wild Assault, it is the same animation as his Blitz from Zerg.
Yeah, Blitz Shield, yeah. Actually, I think that's the same with a lot of returning characters. That I have the same animation of Blitz as they do.
Yeah, which is really cool.
It's very cool.
You went behind me.
My fucking god, I can't move! You know, maybe rich people
I
don't
love
deserve
Axel.
rights.
5K, 5K, 5K
I
is a
love
true
the
frame
gameplay.
trap. Trust me.
Super quick, I think it's so interesting that the biggest plot twist of Strive is that Eno is British.
God. She
You're
has a
spoiling
name
all
like
our-
Megumi, and you're like, yeah, okay, for sure. He's like,
Uh-huh.
no, she's British. You're like, oh. My bad?
All my
bad?
British Japanese people out there must be feeling so seen.
Yeah.
So true?
Use
Why do you keep going behind me?
close slash, and then you can go into 2S, 5H, Winter Mantis. Not neutral,
Why did I
not
just
neutral,
take that?
but like on that hit. Or,
Gotcha.
is there anything else I should talk about, or like?
if you've talked enough about gameplay stuff, I would then love to move on to music, because Axl has some really good music, which
So
Yeah.
true.
I think I listen to Out of the Box so often because it is just it's my good mood song. It makes me so happy. I think his exit theme's pretty good. I think of more the stage when I think of Axl's exit theme more than Axl himself, but it's still a good song.
Oh, Axel's thing is the train in Exit, yeah? His stage?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't look at his stages per games. Yeah.
All I know is it's London and Plus R, and I think it's the train in Exit, and the train is like the most vertigo-inducing stage that they ever could have conceived
Oh,
of.
absolutely. I get nauseous when I play on it.
London has the dog that moonwalks, right?
Yeah. I always love how Axl stages are always the ones that are either like horribly designed or just like kind of funny. Because like the Axl stage in this one is the downtown Illyria, where it's incompatible for online play because of how much it fucks with
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
I've always picked it for some reason. Like, I feel like I should.
It's such a good
so
stage.
good.
It's so
It is.
It really
good.
is.
It's the prettiest stage in the game, I guess. I love this one, and I love the White House. I think the White House is also wonderful.
The
But
White House
that's
is
also,
super well designed, yeah.
I love breaking the walls on the White House. That's so good.
Yeah, Out of the Box is really sick.
Out of the box is crazy.
I also gotta say, like, I love Axl's JD where he does a backflip.
Oh yeah, no. The animation for that's amazing.
I love how much Axl's hair is emphasized in all of his animations, and
Oh.
like his jacket moves around when he moves,
Nice.
and like he looks so free. Oh, I didn't even get to talk about his outfits. Like, so obviously he went from being the thug, and then he got the nice vest combo in Plus R that I think Stealthy did a cosplay of it while he was on set, which was really cool.
Oh, and my favorite headcanon. This is like the worst headcanon I have for anything. Is that his jorts in Zerd are the same pair of pants. He just fucking ruined them.
Got them cut
I
up.
never see anyone talk about this, so I guess I have to claim this as something I noticed, but Axl's outfit is the same outfit that Eno is wearing in Strive. Like, the same, like, shorts and, like, cape thing. That is what Eno is
Oh
wearing.
wait, she copied it.
Oh,
She
wait a
adopted
minute.
it.
Wait, hold up. Wait, hold up. Let me look at this. Hold up.
And wait, now that I think about it, yeah, she just copied it.
That is true love.
Oh, fuck.
We're getting sidetracked to music now.
But why
if you
doesn't
wanna-
Exert Axl wear the same bra? That's all I'm saying. Listen,
nice.
you
You see his man
fucking
titties.
coward.
She even has, like, the same, like, jacket and, like, undershirt kind of deal going on. Like, she just is wearing his outfit. It's so sweet.
That's a great
It's pretty
trade.
interesting.
We both fell over.
I'm looking at Axl Low's like songs throughout the games, and I think it's really funny some of the names of these ones. March of the Wicked King. By
Oh
the
yeah,
way.
no, that one's it's great. It's also I
Fucking
thought I had
banger.
burst. I was trying to mash burst and it was yours. I think wasn't that one supposed like basically steals the riff from I forgot what song it was. Because most of the songs in Guilty Gear at that point were Daisuke just like
just
Yeah.
stole. just straight up ripped it off. Yeah,
Yeah.
and then
yeah. It's March of the March of the Black Queen.
oh okay that's what yeah.
And
That's
You're
so-
Crazy by Guns N' Roses. Suspiciously similar is the word that they used.
One of the other things is his theme is like less unique farther back you go, or more Guilty Gear themes.
Yeah, no, his first couple of themes are not
They're
spectacular.
not really standouts.
Yeah.
But I did notice that in Exert and in Strive, his themes always have a section where they get really jazzy in the middle. And I really love in 2 that in like Strive's theme with Out of the Box, it tells a little story that halfway through he starts time slipping and he goes on a magic like adventure and he's like running away from things Indiana Jones style, like from boulders and stuff and probably dinosaurs, and he just keeps popping in and out. And then at the end he's like, "Oh, I'm alive! I'm alive!" It's dramatic just like that. I think it's really cute that he has his own little adventure within his own song. Oh, damn it.
I like was like I listened to all of them before this to like write notes on it, and then I forgot to write the notes. So you're not getting anything about that.
Very
Just zoned out and had a
appropriate.
good time.
That's fair. No, I think it's great. Out of the Box is incredibly funny, mainly because a majority of the song is him just being like, yeah, I was walking by, there was this like really good smell from a cafe that I always pass by, that was really cool. There's this girl, she had like a really cute dog, that was fucking awesome. And he's like, why bother? You know, like, who cares? I'm like, when you have the ability to see every timeline, the ability to observe every possible instance of humanity, you know, like, you could either be like Eno and get bored, or you can be like Axl, who's like, I don't technically know everything. Like, yeah, I have the ability to observe everything, and it's great. I can just, like, watch the life of some, like, normal person who's just happy and enjoying their day, and it's amazing to me. Like,
Something I super like, too, is that there's a double meaning with Axl's song Out of the Box, where you listen to everything at the start, and you could, if you had no idea who Axl was, you could listen to this song and not think it has anything to do with time travel, but think it has to do with someone that feels stuck with where they are. Like, oh, he's seeing the same stuff every day. He's seeing, like, cafes and dogs and smells, and he's kind of bored with it, kind of. Where it's like, oh, this is my frozen time. Nothing's changing in my life, and I feel kind of lost. But if you do know Axl, you know, oh no, he's being extremely literal. His time is literally frozen, and he feels stuck in this time that he doesn't belong in.
I think I somewhat disagree with that interpretation, if you're okay with me having this conversation, if you think this is whatever. But, I think it's very much different of, he doesn't necessarily feel trapped, right? You have a lot of the lines in the song that go something along the lines of, I'm a cloud, I don't have shape, you know? Happiness issued plenty, right? Like, he is incredibly joyful in every single moment he is. There's, like, no real allusion to, oh, I'm trapped in, like, my frozen time. He's like, my frozen time is a bubble of frozen happiness. It is a bubble of frozen joy that I have for myself. I can slow down time, and everything around me has a piece of joy that I can observe. Like, yeah, like the wind, I'm everywhere, right?
Well, I mean, I would say that there's still a somewhat of, obviously the entire song is a positive song and he is happy about this, but there's that entire section in the middle where he's like, oh fuck, I need to think of what the lines are, but it's like, sorry, there is a conviction by lie, is it so? I walk this path every day, but somehow there is a world that is yet to be discovered. And it's like, hey, most people would see this as a negative thing, but I see it with a positive thing, where it's like, hey, things aren't changing, but that I can still find new joy in things every day. Even something as horrible as frozen time is still something beautiful because I can see new things in this. And, yeah.
I mean, I guess maybe I have a different interpretation of it, right? Because when you say, like, I walk this path every day, but somehow there is still a world out there that is yet to be discovered, right? He's like, every single time I walk this path, it's like I'm discovering a whole new world. There's a whole new environment around me every single time I walk down this path. Every day is like this immediate, like, fill of joy.
Yeah, I feel like I'm inclined to agree with Relli's take on this. I think, to me, it reads more like kind of describing Axl's situation as being flung into this place far away from everything that he's ever known and loved. But instead of it being like a damning curse that's ruined his life, it's just another opportunity. He's like, oh, this is cool. There's magic and stuff now. That's a cute dog. Like, he's just going to have a great time.
They're magic now?
Because it's oh yeah, that magic now. But it's like, you know, I don't know, just it speaks to his optimism. He's just like, oh, this is just another new thing to appreciate. I'm just happy to be here because it's the kind of person that he is. He is a cloud that don't have shapes, and his password is out of box.
Relli, did you somehow tweet about witches while during the podcast?
Oh, those have been scheduled for a week. They've been scheduled to release at noon.
Let's go. Gotta stay on brand.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, no, those have been scheduled out since last Sunday.
I respect the commitment.
Don't drop the combo. Don't drop the Fuck.
Aww.
I have no combo.
We got this. We got this.
I'm safe.
Block it.
He was.
Oh my god, he screamed.
We heard him.
I PRC'd shimmied and you did not respect me. Why?
I refuse.
I refuse to be shimmied.
The thing is, just don't think about what your opponent's doing and you'll be okay.
The indomitable spirit to not be conditioned.
Hey, it's literally just that one post where it's like, chess is a great game, but the problem is the opponent is always up to something.
That's how I feel playing.
Yeah.
Take a breath, eh?
He's like, hey, just calm down. Hey, get hit by this command grab real quick. Take a breather.
Oh, shit. You got this.
I think there's is a sorely missed opportunity.
That's
The
spot
fact
on.
that Axel doesn't interact with Jacko more because they seem like two people that would be immediate best friends. And obviously they have that moment in story mode where
Hey,
Axel's
Jackie.
like, oh, hey, Jackie, what's up? Hey. And obviously he sacrifices everything to save her, but I just feel like they are two silly goobers that would immediately hit it off.
Yeah, Jacko has that moment too where she's confiding in Axel with her plan to stop Eno by completely sacrificing himself, and now finally, like, Axel's like, these are the people that I gave up seeing Megumi for. I care about you all so much. Like, that is something with no gain. We get nothing out of that. He's trying to, like...
I just realized Axel worked his ass off to save Jacko at the end of Strive, doing everything for her, and this is the same person that told him there was no going back to his home unless he killed everyone and just immediately depressed him. Like, this is, like... Axel and Eno were both there when Jacko disrupted their entire world and ruined everything. And Eno's response to this was, I need to remake the world so I can make everyone happy, that things are pointless as they are. And Axel's response was, oh, that's a bugger. Well, I'll just stay here.
Alright, well.
Bummer.
Bummer.
But yeah, no, it's really cool that
he's
Axel
just such
kind
a
of
nice guy.
he uses what he learned from Eno to help Jacko not sacrifice herself to try to stop Eno by being like, hey, this is something that I care about, and you should care about yourself too and do the things you want to do. Don't just sacrifice yourself for everyone. Live and live with everyone.
I thought I was going to get the meter at the right time.
Yeah.
Axel was the character that got me interested in Guilty Gear because I had watched Wooly's lore videos and I was like, I'm not that interested. But then out of the blue, I saw in my recommendations all Axel scenes from Exerd, and I saw and I'm like, what the fuck? This is just a normal-ass guy with time powers, and I think I have a huge bias towards characters who are accidentally the Deus Ex Machina and can solve everything. I love characters who have the entire power of the universe, but just can't utilize it to their full extent. And this is just a normal British guy who's a fucking dope, and he is the most powerful guy in the world who can control the fates of everyone if he decided so, but he doesn't because he's just a sweet and nice person. I think his scene with Bedman is one of the most interesting scenes in all of the story, because it's like, he just walks up to the guy that had killed millions of people and is like, hey, let's talk about your problems. I'm gonna be the one that just asks you what's going on, and he's the only one that gets Bedman to genuinely talk? Like, that's so cool. And then he has this entire scene where he's just like, with Eno, where it's just like, hey, I want to look out for you. I love you. Please.
Yeah, he gives Bedman one of like the first and only stopgaps that he really gets by giving him recognition that like, oh, we're just like each other essentially, but they just have incredibly different approaches to solving their problem. Like, Bedman's going the full nuclear route that Jacko and Eno described to Axel, and Axel's going the Axel route of like, I'm just gonna take it easy. Things will work themselves out, and they do.
And I think it's important too that he has that conversation right before he decides to save everyone, that he sees everyone else willing to risk everything for their wishes in their world, and he realizes, hey, I need someone like Bedman to still be alive, you know? I need someone like Soul to still be alive. I need Jacko to still be alive. I care a lot for all of them. I want them to live. It doesn't matter what I want. And I'm sure Megumi would want me to be happy and not kill these people.
But no,
he's such an upstanding moral person.
Yeah, no, it's really cool. But again, he's got his own flaws that he overcomes slowly, and I think that that's really exemplified if we're talking about other conversations. One of his last few that he has, the one with Eno. Trying to see if I could find the exact quote here.
On a different note, I really love Out of the Box too because of how much the song is woohoo or yeah or whoa. It feels like it's made for a bar to sing along, and they're all just happy and drunk and giddy, and like every time I hear that song, I sing along with it too. It makes me so happy.
I feel like I haven't talked in a bit.
No worries.
We're just in Axel mirroring.
Yeah. Shit.
But yeah, to exemplify. Yeah, just to exemplify really quick, the things that Axel was able to take from Eno is that conversation that he has with her when they're at the White House. It's just very, clear admission that he learned and she learned, but where he says, like, you once told me that people have to find their own right to keep on living. I think they have to find their own happiness, too. We pick up a memory to take with us as we go. We carve the knowledge into ourselves that we were happy before, even if only once, so that we can remember it at the end of our lives. And I think that that's really, really profound, because he's taking a little bit from Eno's philosophy about doing the things that you want to do for yourself, but then also still his own philosophy of, like, still try to be happy no matter what it is that you do. Just exist in a way that enables you to...
If you can find one thing to be happy about in your life, that is enough to live.
Yes.
Saying, basically.
Yeah. Yeah.
I love him.
No, he's
Jay,
awesome.
I think it's over.
I'm not.
Oh no!
I refuse to burst this because I know you.
I always knew it'd be someone British.
Damn. When you put it like that.
But yeah, I think we can start moving into wrapping up for the podcast now. I guess let's get some final thoughts out there. Any things that you guys haven't mentioned, or any little notes of Axl that you guys haven't talked about yet?
Male wife?
Absolutely.
I was gonna make a joke earlier on about how we shouldn't say that like 8,000 times, but like we just.
He is male wife, like.
He is the male wife.
Relli, do you have anything?
Something. No.
Yeah.
I was gonna say something like, that's probably not couth for YouTube.
You used to say male
Camera.
wife like me.
No.
No, it's worse.
Oh.
Man, fuck you.
It's okay. You know what I'll say in the best YouTube way I can? I think his lower sections are very attractive, no matter what they may be.
We're talking about his jorts.
No.
Yeah, well,
Yeah, something like that.
Oh, that's nice. I might.
Why
That's
can't
nice. I'm gonna steal that.
Why can't I? Why can't I do that?
Whoa. Jay, do you have
Why
anything
can't
to
I
close out
fucking
on?
wild hold up
I'm
my
gonna
D-Max
steal that. That's so funny.
I think it's really profound and wonderful that Daisuke made Axl's last spoken complete line, "I can't get anything out but tears," in Strive, when like the important thing from his character bio is that he's a gangster that always cries and gets people to root for him.
He's a pacifist, and he's just always he's a big crybaby, and I think it says a lot too that just that's what survives.
He began and ended his journey in like similar enough places, but he's also come so far as a person and learned so many things that like it's in the same way that he was able to alter so many other people's perspectives. I feel like he was able to advance his own as well and realize that there is a really important balance to strike with doing the things you want for the people that you love, but also making sure that one of those people that you love, the most important person that you could ever love, is you.
Aww. And yeah, with that, thank you all so much for tuning in for this long and listening to the Axl Low Love podcast. Thanks for letting us talk to you about Axl. Thank you, Relli. Thank you, Cal, for joining me and sharing with me so many fun Axl facts and for playing with me. I had a really, really good time with this. And yeah, with that, that's about it. Bye, everyone. Have a good day.
Goodbye.
Go to your locals.
Go to your locals.
True.